The 50-30-20 rule is the most popular budgeting advice on the internet. Financial gurus love it, personal finance apps are built around it, millions of people swear by it. And it's keeping you poor. Not broke, poor. There's a difference. Broke is temporary. Poor is a mindset, a system, a way of allocating resources that guarantees you'll never build serious wealth. Let me show you why. The 50-30-20 rule says 50% of your income goes to needs, 30% to wants, 20% to savings and debt. Sounds reasonable, right? Balanced, sustainable, the kind of advice that makes you feel good about yourself because you're being responsible. Here's the problem. That formula was designed to keep you comfortable, not to make you wealthy. And if you follow it for the next 30 years, you're going to wake up at 55 years old with a decent savings account and absolutely no financial freedom. That's what we're fixing today.
My name is Prime, and I spend way too much time thinking about why conventional financial advice keeps people trapped in mediocrity. If you're someone who's been following the 50-30-20 rule and wondering why you're not getting ahead as fast as you thought you would, make sure to hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if this changes how you think about money. Because here's what I'm about to show you. The 50-30-20 rule isn't wrong, it's just wildly insufficient. It's the financial equivalent of eating your vegetables and thinking that makes you an athlete. It'll keep you from disaster, but it won't build wealth.
Let's break down what the 50-30-20 rule actually does. 50% needs. This is rent, groceries, utilities, transportation, insurance, the basics. And look, I'm not going to tell you that 50% is always wrong. For some people in high cost of living areas, 50% on needs is actually aggressive. For others, making good money in low-cost areas, spending 50% on needs is wasteful. But here's the real issue with this category. It doesn't incentivize optimization. It gives you permission to spend up to 50% on needs without asking whether those needs are actually necessary or just normalized expenses. Do you need a $2,000 a month apartment, or do you want it? Do you need a car payment, or could you drive a paid-off beater for 2 years while you build wealth? Do you need to live alone, or could you have a roommate? The 50-30-20 rule doesn't ask these questions. It just says, yeah, spend 50% on needs, you're fine. 30% wants. This is where it gets ridiculous. 30% of your income, nearly a third allocated to wants. That's dining out, entertainment, hobbies, subscriptions, travel, all the stuff that makes life enjoyable. And again, I'm not saying you should live like a monk, but 30%? Let me put this in perspective. If you make $60,000 a year, that's $18,000 a year on wants. That's $1,500 a month on stuff you could live without. Now imagine you're 25 years old. You follow the 50-30-20 rule for 30 years. That's $540,000 spent on wants over your working life. If instead you cut that to 10% wants and invested the other 20%, that $10,000 a year at 10% returns becomes $1.8 million by the time you're 55. You traded $1.8 million in wealth for what? Nicer dinners, more trips, a bigger TV? And here's what really gets me. The 50-30-20 rule treats wants as a mandatory category, as if you're entitled to spend 30% of your income on non-essentials just because you earned it. Wealthy people don't think like that. Wealthy people see that 30% as an opportunity cost. 20% savings and debt. This is the part that sounds responsible. Save 20% of your income. You're doing great. Except 20% is nowhere near enough to build serious wealth, especially if half of it is going to debt payments instead of actual savings. Let's do the math. If you make $60,000 a year and save 20%, that's $12,000 a year. Over 30 years at 10% returns, that's about $2.17 million. That sounds good until you realize that if you saved 40% instead, which is completely achievable if you cut the wants category, you'd have $4.34 million. That's double. That's the difference between retiring at 65 and retiring at 50. That's the difference between financial security and financial freedom. The 50-30-20 rule isn't designed to make you wealthy. It's designed to make you solvent. There's a massive difference.
Here's the uncomfortable truth. The 50-30-20 rule is for people who don't want to make sacrifices. It's for people who want to feel responsible without actually being disciplined. It's for people who want to balance their life without understanding that building wealth requires being unbalanced for a period of time. And look, I get it. The rule is popular because it's comfortable. It doesn't ask you to make hard choices. It doesn't require you to delay gratification. It lets you live a pretty normal life while technically saving. But here's what most people don't realize. Normal is broke. Normal is living paycheck to paycheck. Normal is retiring at 65 with $200,000 in savings and hoping Social Security doesn't collapse. If you want a normal financial outcome, follow the 50-30-20 rule. If you want to actually build wealth, you need a different system.
Here's the formula that actually works if you're serious about building wealth in your 20s, 30s, or 40s. 50% needs, optimized, same category but with a totally different mindset. This isn't spend up to 50% on whatever you consider needs. This is ruthlessly optimize your needs down to 50% or less. That means living with roommates or in a smaller place than you can afford, driving a paid-off car instead of financing, cooking at home instead of convenience meals, negotiating or shopping around for insurance, cutting subscriptions that aren't essential. The goal isn't to spend 50%. The goal is to keep needs as low as possible while maintaining quality of life. If you can get needs down to 40% or 35%, even better. 20% wants, intentional. Notice I didn't say 0%. I'm not telling you to live like you're broke. I'm telling you to be intentional about what actually brings you joy. Here's the framework. Spend money on wants that create lasting value or genuine happiness. Cut everything else. That might look like one annual vacation instead of monthly weekend trips, a gym membership you actually use instead of 5 streaming services, quality experiences with friends instead of mindless shopping, hobbies that genuinely enrich your life instead of expensive habits. The key is this. Every dollar you spend on wants should be a conscious choice, not a default. 30% savings and investing, wealth building. This is where the magic happens. This is the category that changes your life. 30% of your income going directly to wealth building, not savings and debt, not retirement someday, wealth building, now. Here's how you allocate that 30%. Phase 1, foundation, months 1 to 6. Build $5,000 to $10,000 emergency fund. Pay off high-interest debt, credit cards, personal loans over 7%. Phase 2, tax-advantaged accounts, ongoing. Max employer 401k match, free money. Max Roth IRA, $7,000 per year. Max 401k, if possible, $23,000 per year. Phase 3, taxable investing, everything beyond. Low-cost index funds in a taxable brokerage. This is how you build wealth before retirement age. If you make $60,000 and invest 30%, $18,000 per year, for 30 years at 10% returns, you end up with $3.26 million. Compare that to the 50-30-20 rule's 20% savings, $2.17 million, and you've just gained an extra $1.09 million by cutting your wants budget from 30% to 20%. That's the trade-off. That's the real cost of the 50-30-20 rule. Now, if you're really serious about building wealth fast, if you're in your 20s or early 30s, if you're single or have a partner equally committed, if you're willing to make sacrifices now for freedom later, here's the formula that builds generational wealth. 40% needs. Yeah, you can live on 40% of your income. I know because I've done it. Millions of people do it. That means roommates or house hacking, one paid-off car or public transportation, extreme grocery optimization, minimal housing costs relative to income. Is it comfortable? No. Is it temporary? Yes. Is it worth it? Absolutely. 10% wants. You're not going to have the lifestyle your peers have.
You're going to miss some trips. You're going to say no to a lot of dinners and events. But here's the thing. You're not depriving yourself. You're investing in your future self. You're buying your 35-year-old self the option to quit a job they hate. You're buying your 40-year-old self financial independence. 50% savings and investing, half your income. If you can do this for just 5 to 10 years, you will be so far ahead of your peers that it's almost unfair. Let me show you the math. Income, $60,000 a year. Savings, $30,000 a year, 50%. Time period, 10 years. Returns, 10% average. After 10 years, $523,000. At that point, you can drop back to a normal savings rate and coast. You can switch careers. You can start a business. You can do whatever you want because you have a $500,000 cushion. Your friends who followed 50, 30, 20 for the same 10 years, they have $210,000. You have 2.5x their wealth from 10 years of intentional sacrifice. Here's where I'm going to lose some of you, because you're thinking, Prime, I can't live on 40% for needs. My rent alone is 35% of my income. Move. Get a roommate. Live further from work. I know it's not what you want to hear, but if you're serious about building wealth, you optimize for wealth, not comfort. I can't cut my wants to 10%. That's no life. You're right, it's not the life you're living now, but it's the life that builds the life you actually want later. You're choosing between temporary comfort and permanent freedom. 50% savings is impossible on my income. Then increase your income. Side hustle, negotiate a raise, switch jobs. Your income is not fixed unless you decide it is. Here's what most people don't realize. The 50-30-20 rule feels good because it doesn't require hard choices. It lets you live basically the same life as everyone around you while technically saving. But everyone around you is broke. If you want different results, you need different inputs. You can't budget like everyone else and expect to end up wealthy.
Look, I'm not saying the 50-30-20 rule is always wrong. There are situations where it's appropriate. You're in survival mode. If you're barely making ends meet, struggling with low income or high cost of living, the 50-30-20 rule might actually be aggressive for you. In that case, focus on increasing income first. You're in debt crisis. If you have $50,000 in credit card debt at 20% interest, the formula doesn't matter. Your only job is to destroy that debt as fast as humanly possible. You're older and behind. If you're 50 years old and just starting to save, the 50-30-20 rule might be the best you can do while maintaining quality of life. At that point, you've missed the compound interest window, and extreme sacrifice might not be worth it. You've already built wealth. If you already have $2 million invested and you're just maintaining, sure, spend 30% on wants. You've earned it. But if you're in your 20s, 30s, or 40s making decent money with decades of compound interest ahead of you and you're following the 50-30-20 rule, you're leaving millions on the table.
Here's the truth. There is no one-size-fits-all formula. The 50-30-20 rule fails because it's prescriptive. It tells you what to do without asking what you want. So here's what you should actually do. Step 1. Define your financial goal. Not save money, not be responsible. What do you actually want? Retire at 50? Hit $1 million by 40? Build $500,000 in 10 years? Achieve financial independence by 45? Be specific. Step 2, work backwards. If you want $1 million by 40 and you're 25 right now, that's 15 years. Using a compound interest calculator at 10% annual returns, you need to invest about $27,500 per year to hit $1 million in 15 years. If you make $75,000 per year, that's 37% of your income. So your formula isn't 50-30-20, your formula is 45% needs, 18% wants, 37% investing. Step 3, optimize to make it work. Can't save 37% on your current income? You have two options.
Increase income, side hustle, raise, new job. Decrease expenses, move, cut wants, optimize needs, or both. The formula follows the goal, not the other way around.
The 50-30-20 rule is a comfortable formula for comfortable results. If you want to be wealthy, not just solvent, but actually wealthy, you need to be willing to be uncomfortable for a period of time. That might mean living below your means when you could afford more, saying no to experiences your friends are having, driving an old car while your coworkers upgrade, living with roommates in your 30s, working a side hustle on weekends. Is it fun? No. Is it forever? No. Is it worth it? Ask me when you're financially independent at 45 and your peers are grinding for another 20 years. The 50-30-20 rule will keep you from being broke, but it won't make you wealthy. It's the difference between surviving and thriving. Stop following formulas designed for the masses. Start designing a formula for the life you actually want.
Here's what you need to do right now. Today, calculate your current spending breakdown. What percent actually goes to needs, wants, and savings? Be honest, most people are shocked when they see the real numbers. Define your financial goal. What do you actually want in 5, 10, 15 years? This week, reverse engineer your goal. How much do you need to save monthly or yearly to hit it? Design your personal formula based on your goal, not based on what's normal. Identify your biggest expense leaks. Where can you optimize? This month, implement your new formula. Adjust spending categories to match your wealth-building goal. Automate your investing. Make it impossible to accidentally spend what should be invested. Track everything. What gets measured gets managed. This year, hit your savings target every single month. Optimize further. Every 3 months, look for new ways to increase the gap between income and expenses. Increase income. Negotiate raise. Side hustle. Switch jobs. Make more, not just spend less.
The 50-30-20 rule is popular because it's easy, it's comfortable. It doesn't ask you to make hard choices or sacrifice anything meaningful. And that's exactly why it won't make you wealthy. Wealth building requires being unbalanced for a period of time. It requires choosing future freedom over present comfort. It requires saying no to things your peers say yes to. But here's what nobody tells you. That period of sacrifice is so much shorter than you think. If you go hard for 5, 10 years, you can buy yourself 30, 40 years of freedom. Or you can follow the 50-30-20 rule, live a comfortable life, and work until you're 65. Your choice. If this video pissed you off or changed how you think about budgeting, hit that like button and subscribe. Drop a comment with your current spending breakdown. Let's hold each other accountable. And if you know someone following the 50-30-20 rule thinking they're going to get rich, share this with them. They need to hear it. Thanks for watching. Stop following formulas. Start building wealth. I'll see you in the next one.